Breaking news coming out of the Caribbean. The U.S. top military man, the Secretary of Defense, now renamed the Secretary of War, Hegseth, is in the Caribbean right now and will be doing a travel throughout the Caribbean region this week, meeting with several Caribbean head of states. Yes, the U.S. Secretary of War, Hegseth, is in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic right now. And he is meeting with top military officials there in the Dominican Republic. And then he will make his way down to the Caribbean. Just about yesterday, I think, a top U.S. military general had a meeting with the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Kamla Persad Bissassa. Details of that meeting is coming out. But the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago denied that they had any conversation about Venezuela. But why would a top military general be visiting Trinidad and Tobago after the U.S. would have conducted so many military training in Trinidad and Tobago? And I understand from the Prime Minister said of Trinidad and Tobago, she said a U.S. ship has docked in Tobago. Let me know if this is true. I think she said that, but she seemed that it was not clear on that information. I haven't seen that information anywhere else except from the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. But Venezuela right now is having meetings about this because this war in the Caribbean is escalating. Now we have the U.S. top military officials visiting the Caribbean, having meetings with head of states. Have we ever seen this happen? I can't recall this has ever happened before. Comment your thoughts and opinion and let me know if U.S. military generals and the Secretary of War, which used to be the Secretary of Defense, Trump renamed it the Secretary of War or the Department of War because Donald Trump said he will not be defending, he will be fighting. So therefore he is renaming the Secretary of Defense or the Department of Defense into the Department of War. This is why we have a Secretary of War now, Hegseth, which is in the Caribbean as we speak in Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo, meeting with military officials. So far, the U.S. war in the Caribbean has carried out 21, either 21 or 22 strikes on boats, killing up to 83 people in the Caribbean. Caribbean leaders has called for the Caribbean to remain a zone of peace. But Trinidad and Tobago said that they have a drug problem with drug cartels coming from Venezuela into Trinidad and causing havoc. So she supports the United States of America war on drugs in the Caribbean. Just a few days ago, the U.S. named a cartel group, a drug cartel group in Venezuela, and named them a terrorist organization, put them on the list of being a terrorist organization. I posted about that yesterday. And that drug group, now being a terrorist organization, gives the United States of America the right to strike inside of Venezuela, because what the US is doing now is to link the drug cartels with the government. The US claims that the drug cartels are paying the government of Venezuela. So the drug cartels are working for the government of Venezuela. You know what this means? This means that the US has effectively named the whole government of Venezuela a terrorist organization. You see how smart they are? So by the whole government of Venezuela being named a terrorist organization, this justifies a war. You see where this story is going? Very clever. This will justify a war in Venezuela. Information is that the US Pentagon would have identified targets inside of Venezuela so far, targets to strike, but they are a little reluctant right now because China and Russia has pledged support for Venezuela. Nobody knows what the type of weapons Russia and China has. We know that Russia would have been supplying in the past days and weeks, supplying Venezuela with hypersonic missiles and defense system. The Russian military group Wagner is in Venezuela as we speak, training the Venezuelans. Russia and Venezuela would have signed a military pact. So this means Russia will be providing defense for Venezuela. Venezuela has said if the United States of America attacks its country, Venezuela will reserve the right to attack Trinidad and Tobago or Guyana. I understand the US warship was in Guyana several days ago as well. So the US knows this very well, so they are planning carefully, and this is why the top US military officials are now in the Caribbean. This is another phase of this escalating war that is taking place. The first phase was the military buildup, where you had up to 12 US warships, the largest US warship in the world, the largest warship in the world, owned by the United States of America, is now off the coast of Venezuela. Over 12,000 US troops are on these warships and submarines. That was the first phase, the military buildup. Second phase was the training of Trinidad and Tobago and the training of the soldiers around the area and stuff like that. Now the US is moving into another phase where the military leaders in America, the Secretary of Defense, the top military leader, Hexet, and another top general is in the Caribbean right now, briefing Caribbean leaders about what can take place during this war in the Caribbean. What to expect. I will continue to follow this story. This is breaking news right now, but we will continue to follow this story. As more information comes up, I will continue to post more and more videos to keep you updated on what exactly is happening. Just today, the US top official, military official, arrived in the Caribbean. We will continue to keep you updated, my friends. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing to my channel. The mission of this channel is to bridge the gap between the African continent and the African diaspora. And what better way to bridge the gap but with information. This is why I react to breaking news that affect the Caribbean region and also the African continent. So subscribe to the channel today to keep up to date what is happening in our region and in the African continent. You can also become a channel member by clicking the link in this description box and sign up to become a member of my channel. You can become a silver member, a gold member, or a platinum member. I also have a travel channel. Just this week I posted another short. Yesterday I think I posted another short video. And make sure to check my travel channel out. Beyond Travel, the link is in this description box. Beyond Traveling, that's the name of the link. And check out my travel channel. And if you like travel vlogs and you want to see where I am right now, the island that I'm on, the Caribbean island that I'm on, check out my travel YouTube channel, Beyond Travel. The link is in this description box. The channel is also featured on my channel, Beyond Travel. So go on over and check that out. I will be releasing videos more often. Every week I will be releasing videos on my travel channel. But make sure to subscribe to this channel because I release almost every day on breaking news, because the news are coming out so fast. I have to keep up to date and keep you up to date with all the breaking news that affect the African continent and its diaspora. My friends, South Africa just concluded a historic G20 summit where the US didn't attend. Now, the president of South Africa said he was not going to hand over to any junior official because the US president or Secretary of State didn't attend. But I am told, I got information that G20 was handed over for the next summit to be held in the United States. Whatever they normally hand over. They normally hand over a symbol, some kind of document or something like that, for the next country that will keep the G20 summit. So the next G20 summit will be held in the United States of America. The last weekend, for the first time ever, it was held on an African soil. South Africa is the only G20 country. So congratulations to South Africa, and keep up the great work. Thank you for watching today's video, and comment your thoughts and opinion and let me know what you think about the topic for today of the US top military officials are now in the Caribbean, talking about a war that is escalating in the Caribbean at this time. These are serious times, my friends, and this is why I say it is important that we work together with Mother Africa and bridge the gap between the Caribbean and Africa, because we are one people separated by a brutal transatlantic slave trade and colonialism. Cannot allow that to happen again, my friends. And it's better for us to work together as one. My name is Beyond. Thank you for watching today's video. Make sure to subscribe, like and share. Comment your thoughts and opinion. Let's have a wonderful interactive conversation. Much love and bye-bye.